This is the second installment of our boys high school basketball power rankings, and this week we've got a new team in our top 10 and a new number 1. So let's get right to it. At number 10, Southern Local. The Indians fall a couple spots after that loss to Columbiana last Friday night, but the Indians, they did bounce back with a win against Wellsville. They're 10-1 overall, and that rematch is looming with the Clippers coming up on February 4th. That could very well decide the Eastern Ohio Athletic Conference Championship. Moving on to number 9, Chaney. The Cowboys are up one spot after wins against Valley Christian and Ursuline last week. Chaney is 9-3 overall and will now headline our WKBN Game of the Week on Friday when they take on Youngstown East. That game, of course, will broadcast live on MyYTV. At number 8, Columbiana. The Clippers make their first appearance in our power rankings ever. They're having a breakout season, 11-2 overall with double-digit wins against Lisbon, Liberty, and Southern Local. In fact, they handed the Indians their first loss of the season last Friday night. Our number 7 ranked team is Bristol. The Panthers are 9-1 and blowing out the competition. They beat Matthews by 21 points and Newberry by 42 over the last week. They do have a big game coming up on January 21st against McDonald. Those are two of the top teams in Division 4 this year. At number 6, Struthers. The Wildcats squeaked by South Range last night and improved to 9-1 on the season. Their only loss this year was to Poland, and remember, that was just a 1-point loss. Should be a great rematch between those two on January 24th. Could very well also be our WKBN Game of the Week. Moving on to number 5, Newton Falls. The Tigers picked up their 10th win of the season last night with that win against Brookfield. They've now won 8 straight with 3 players averaging double figures. Falling to number 4 this week, Kennedy Catholic. The 4-time defending state champs are once again playing a brutal schedule. They lost to both Obama Academy and Aspire out of Kentucky last week, so they're 8-3 overall, but still very much the team to beat in Region 7. Moving up to number 3, McDonald. The Blue Devils knocked off all 3 teams they played last week, Western Reserve, Warren JFK, and Sebring in our WKBN Game of the Week last Friday night. McDonald is 12-1 overall, and their senior leader, Zach Brazil, is scoring at will. In fact, he now ranks in the top 10 all-time for career points in the state of Ohio. At number 2, Hickory. The Hornets are 10-3 overall with some very impressive wins on their resume. You can add Erie McDowell to that list. They knocked off the Trojans last weekend and remain unbeaten in conference play. And finally, our number 1 ranked team, Boardman. The Spartans are the only undefeated team left in the Valley. In fact, they're one of the few teams to beat our number 2 ranked team, Hickory. Boardman is 9-0, coming off a 31-point win over Howland and a 24-point win against Austintown Fitch. This is their best start in nearly 40 years, so the Spartans certainly deserving of our number 1 ranking. Now, we've got some big games coming up this week, so make sure to check back next Wednesday for the latest edition of our WKBN Power Rankings right here at WKBN.com.